Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised.
Hello, neighborinos. I'm your friendly neighborhood AJ Carey. I will be reading the script of My Wonderful Sister. If you're listening to our bonus episode about guessing the true crime based on a movie summary for it, you know that Sam really knows this crime.
I'd like you to redo that because you said neighborhood instead of neighbor.
That's because I'm used to Spider-Man. But fine, I'll redo it. Hello, neighborino. I'm your friendly neighbor AJ Carey. I will be reading the script of My Wonderful Sister. If you listen to our bonus episode about guessing the true crime based on a movie summary for it, we know that Sam really knows this crime. The crime became a fucking wanted to say Percy Jackson again. Okay, I'm done being silly. The crime became a Peter Jackson movie, starring Kate Winslet and Melanie Lynskey in 1994. The movie, Heavenly Creatures. The crime, murder. Let's take a trip back in time. Pauline Yvonne Parker, also known as Pauline Reaper, was born on 26 May 1938. She would meet her best friend and soulmate, Juliet Hulmes. I think it's Hulmes.
Sounds right.
When they were both in their early teens, Pauline's family were working class. Her parents were part-time house staff and gardeners, employed by the University of Canterbury. Her father, Herbert Reaper, and her mother, Honora. Oh, that's the name that's on our whiteboard right now.
Yeah.
And her mother, Honora Mary Parker, were living together, but were not actually married. This information would come out by the time trial happened. Juliet Hulmes was born in London on 28 October 1938 and emigrated to New Zealand in 1948 with her parents. She was the daughter of Henry Hulmes, a physicist who became the rector of the University of Canterbury. What's a rector?
I have no idea. I never looked that
Did
up.
you mean director? And you just spelled it wrong there?
No. I never looked it up. I never even thought about it.
The family lived at Ilham Homestead. The girls attended Christ Church Girls High School. As children, they both battled illnesses. Parker with osteomyelitis, which is inflammation of the bone marrow, and Hulmes with tuberculosis. Really glad I got that word out.
I know.
As the girls' friendship blossomed, they formed an elaborate fantasy life together. They wrote plays, books, and stories centered in this world. Since homosexuality was frowned upon, and still is, sadly, I'm not going to editorialize. Since homosexuality was frowned upon, and was seen as a mental illness back then, Parker's parents worried that they were having a sexual relationship. Their friendship was intense. The Hulmes were also worried, but both sets of parents allowed the friendship to continue. You know what I meant. Parker was accepted into the Hulmes household, sleepovers, and vacations. Hulmes became withdrawn and ill when Parker would leave her home without her. Supposedly, during their relationship, they created their own religion. They had their own ideas of morality. They rejected Christianity and worshipped their own saints, following a parallel dimension called the Fourth World, basically their version of heaven. The Fourth World was a place that they felt they were already able to enter occasionally, during moments of spiritual enlightenment. You know, I know a lot of cults that hit that spiritual enlightenment. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You know
got
what
you.
I'm saying? Yeah. In the summer of 1953, as she was able to for years before, Parker was not allowed at Ilum during summer break. In 1954, Hulmes' parents separated. Issues with faculty and the board forced Hulmes' father to resign from his position as rector of the university. And her mother was cheating. Hulmes' parents were going to move back to England, and Hulme was going to South Africa to live with relatives. Apparently for her health. The girls were heartbroken over their separation. They decided that Parker would join her in South Africa. They figured that the Hulmes family would agree. However, they knew that Parker's mother would not. This started the plan to keep them together. They must get rid of the only obstacle. Honora Parker must die. The plan after this? Go to South Africa, then to Hollywood or New York City to get their stories published. The afternoon of 22 June 1954, Parker and Hulmes had afternoon tea with Honora at a tea kiosk in Victoria Park in Christchurch. Following the meal, the three went for a walk through a wooded area of the park. About 430 feet, or 130 meters, down the path, the girls struck Honora in the head with a brick shoved into a sock. When they were done, they ran back to the kiosk. There they were met by Kenneth and Agnes Ritchie, owner of the tea shop, whom they told that Riper had fallen and hit her head. Major lacerations were found about her head, neck, and face, with minor injuries to her fingers. Police found the murder weapon shortly after the investigation started. The girl's story unraveled fast. Prior to the trial, Parker had been known as Pauline Riper. Her mother had been living with her father, Herbert Riper, but the police investigation revealed that they were not, in fact, married. Oh, so she didn't even know that her parents were married?
Yeah.
Oh. The trial was of great public interest, with speculation about the girl's sexuality and insanity. Parker and Hulme were convicted on 28 August 1954. They were too young for the death penalty at 16. They were sentenced to 5 years in prison. Hulme served her sentence at Mount Eden Prison in Auckland. Rumor says that there were conditions to their release. Never have contact again. However, according to Secretary of Justice Sam Barnett, there was no conditions on their release. Hulme's release was unconditional, and she immediately rejoined her father in Italy, while Parker was placed on 6-month parole in New Zealand, after which she also left the country. Pauline Parker, after her release, was given a new name. Hilary Nathan spent time in New Zealand under close surveillance before being allowed to leave for England. As an adult, she is a devout Roman Catholic. She has never spoken to the press. She expressed strong remorse in a 1996 statement released through her sister for having killed her mother. Juliet Hulmes, after her release, spent time in England and the U.S. before settling down in Scotland. She, too, was given a new name. She became a successful historical detective novelist under her new name, Anne Perry. Neat. She was a devout member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, joining in 1968, or roughly around then, until 1994. It was not well known that Perry was Hulmes. In March 2006, Perry stated that, while her relationship with Parker was obsessive, they were not indeed lesbians. Perry died on April 10th, 2023 at the age of 84. Okay, so Sam has seen the movie based on all this? I have not. However, Sam says it's really good.
It is. It's Kate Winslet's first movie. It's Melanie's first movie. And I think that's the first time I ever heard of Peter Jackson.
You and I have very weird relationships when it comes to Peter Jackson.
It is. But I gotta tell you, I found out about this movie in the 90s.
No. I totally get it.
Before he
and
hit
I saw
big.
Dead Alive before that. It was his low rent budget horror movie, but it was a horror movie. That's why I know it.
That's true.
This was almost lesbianism, so that's how you know it.
Well, no, actually, what caught my attention when I read the description was that they killed the mom.
And at the time, you were harboring certain things that. Remember, our mother listens to this.
My mother hasn't listened to us in months. I know, she just doesn't love us anymore. Ever since. I got nothing.
ever since the incident.
No. She wasn't listening to us before the incident.
Wait, what incident are you talking about? I was just making a joke. You've now opened up a can of worms.
I don't know which incident. I was just going with you.
I like the yes and we're doing for the bit, but I think, Sam, you need to work on what the yes and actually means. Build on top of. Don't confuse.
Anyway, so the movie what caught me before I found out the lesbian portions of it. But, and I like Kate Winslet. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, but at the time you didn't know that. Oh, yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, it was after Titanic.
Was that Kate Winslet?
Oh, I'm sorry. This movie hadn't released when she did Titanic, I think. Anyways.
I'm assuming it got a broad release after Titanic, much like a lot of films where it's like whatever that Madonna movie, not Desperately Seeking Susan, Who's That Girl? I think, no. There was a Madonna movie that after Desperately Seeking Susan and after Madonna became Madonna.
Right.
Suddenly they released it because of that.
Or like Angelina Jolie and that, not Angelina Jolie, Sandra Bullock.
In what movie?
I can't remember, but she has a very low part in the movie. But when she hit big, they redid the cover.
Yeah, suddenly it's the cover that suddenly it's like, this film stars, this person. It's like they're in it for like a minute and a half, and this was filmed 30 years ago. Why is it being released now?
Exactly. But I really like the movie. It does give a little bit more of an insight to the crime. But from what I remember, if I understand correctly, they didn't have anything to do with the movie or the writing of that script.
Really?
Yeah.
Neat.
So that's something to, if you want to watch it, that's something to do. But I would recommend watching it to get that insight, because why do kids kill? It's a really good question, and it's also an investigative discovery show. It's an ID show.
No, I got that. It was just wicked trying to see you do that in one breath.
Investigation discovery. Better?
No, because that's 2 words, not the sentence.
You're right.
But anyways, the point is, wait, why the hell am I saying that? I'm not the one who's actually rambling here.
So the point is that I really do like the movie. Watch it. Because it is interesting. I don't understand why kids kill. Now, I do understand why kids think about killing.
Actually, I understand completely why kids kill. I don't agree, because it is a part of their underdeveloped mindset where this is okay.
To get to from step A to step B, to go from point A to point B, I need to kill.
For instance, this story, while I'm not going to question their love for each other, obsessive or whatever the hell, it's very much the, why did what's her name poison her daughter, or the wife of her lover, or her husband? Why did she need to kill everyone around her so she could run off with the dude and then kill the dude?
I don't think she killed the dude.
I bet it was only time.
She probably would.
Because the second that it turned, one murder can be an oh my god moment. You're up to at least 3 bodies. You're now thinking, oh man, he didn't say he liked my roast. I have to kill him.
Wasn't that an episode of Criminal Minds?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it could very well be. So,
it may not be in Criminal Minds. It might have been CSI.
Anywho.
Sorry. It sounds familiar.
It is, and it might be more based on this, like if you saw it, it might be, and I'm sure that there are episodes that love Criminal Minds, Law and Order, etc., that take this as an example, because it is a very interesting case.
It is.
But, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. I've never been a lesbian.
I don't think they were lesbians. I honestly don't think. I think they were more like soulmates in the fact that you have that friend that just understands everything about you.
No, I totally understand. It's a similar thing of, I know I would have killed for my best friend. Thought about it. Wrote a couple stories about it.
Would have killed for my best friend. Still would kill for my best friend.
Same. But the point is, legally, no, I wouldn't.
Are we talking about the same best friends though?
But anywho,
just saying.
I'm gonna say that this is actually interesting, and I'm gonna search up heavenly creatures when I'm done.
I'm gonna look it up. And
well, first I'm gonna tell everyone, I'm AJ Carey. You guys have a wonderful day.
Keep on carrying on.
CAREY.
Because Carry On Production.